2018 Jaguars Review. Pros: entertaining drive, relevant onboard tech, diesel efficiency, well equipped. Cons: lacks practicality, petrol engine's economy. Interior quality questions. One of the very most hotly contested trading markets is the executive saloon sector, but till the Jaguars found its way to 2015, the British manufacturer ended up being rather low in this arena. Its previous stab, the Jaguars Type, had lacked the provenance usually for this brand and was styled way too traditionally, failing to attract younger buyers in sufficient numbers. Those aren't accusations that may be leveled for the slinkiers. It's a primary rival to your Audi A4 saloon, BMW 3 Series saloon and Mercedes-Benz Class saloon, in addition to more left-field choices like the Infiniti Q50 and Lexus IS. Aluminium construction boosts efficiency. Helping lessen this heft is its aluminium-intensive construction, and lighter weight equals greater efficiency, particularly coupled with Jaguar's efficient class of 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder Ingenium petrol and diesel engines. Opt for your entry-level diesel, which has a manual gearbox, and Jaguar cites the state-run claim of 75.0 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of just 99 GkM. Of course, Jaguar's ethos has historically centered around performance, and sight hasn't been lost in this. This lineup's crowned by the 380 horsepower 3.0-liter supercharged V6 petrol engine, mighty enough to propel this compact four-door from 0-62 miles per hour in 5 seconds flat. Driver-sating appeal. That inherent lightness also pays dividends due to this agility, coupled with rear-wheel drive handling. All-wheel drive is additionally available on selected models. The Jaguar is one of the most extremely entertaining saloons you can get, yet nevertheless rides comfortably. There are some electronic systems to assist the driver, including Jaguar's Drive Control, also seen around the larger XF and XJ saloons, which enable the driving force to select different handling characteristics like comfort and sport. You get an all-surface progress control ASPC system that maximizes traction regardless of what the conditions, including coping with snow or ice. Modern interior with relevant tech. Forget notions of the plank of highly polished brown wood dominating the dashboard. This cabin might be more contemporary than that. In fact, it's borderline minimalist, but also in a way that can make it look ordinary. There's leather, slivers of veneered timber if you'd like it, and contemporary Jaguar switchgear. However, some of the plastics feel too low-rent, being convincing from the company this keeps. Some highlights is there, though. The multimedia systems can be a leap before Jaguar's previous efforts, particularly the larger screened-in Control Touch Pro package, while its safety credentials are reinforced by having an autonomous low-speed foot brake and a pop-up bonnet for improved pedestrian protection. The verdict. This is a wonderful addition towards the ranks from the medium-sized executive saloons. It looks good, is powered by a powerful range of engines, and cramped rear seat aside, carries a nicely set-up interior. It's not perfect, though. The interior quality isn't near the top from the class, and lags badly behind the head-off-the-pack Audi A4, while there are a few question marks being raised concerning the car's reliability. But a high-level keen driver, and even stand out from the competition, there is lots to recommend the Jaguars. Watch the whole Jaguars saloon review if it pretender towards the compact executive throne can challenge Audis, BMWs and Mercedes sales dominance. Efficient 4-cylinder petrols and diesels. More powerful 3.0-liter twin-turbo diesel available. Best for performance is 3.0-liter supercharged petrol. Performance is still with the heart in the way the Jaguar's drives. Nevertheless, its lightweight aluminium construction and relatively compact engines enables efficiency to prevail in riding, no less than. Popular suite of diesels. 3 diesels are offered from this, all based within the same 4-cylinder turbocharged unit but tweaked a variety of power outputs. Most efficient will be the 2.0-liter 163 horsepower rear-wheel drive version, producing 380 Nm from 1,750 revolutions per minute, with claimed figures of 75.0 miles per gallon and 99 GkM of CO2 for your 6-speed manual model. Top speed is 132 miles per hour, the way it is for your optional 8-speed automatic variant, although at 8.4 seconds the manual is 0.2 of a second slower inside 0.62 miles per hour sprint. Offering more grunt would be the 180 horsepower edition in the same motor referred to as the 20D, producing 430 Nm of torque. Manual and automatic versions post identical 140 miles per hour top speeds and 7.8 second 0.62 miles per hour times, but there's also an all-wheel drive automatic to take into consideration. All-wheel drive conveniently obtainable. In 20D AWD format, the most notable speed remains at 140 miles per hour. Even so, the 0.62 miles per hour time is fractionally slow to 7.9 seconds. Featuring a 240 horsepower twin-turbo iteration with the engine with standard automatic transmission and all-wheel drive will be the 25D AWD, topping the diesel range. Torques ramped as much as 500 Nm from 1,500 revolutions per minute, equating into a 155 miles per hour top speed along with a 6.1 second 0.62 miles per hour time. Despite this, Jaguar still claims 54.4 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 137 GkM. Torques ramped around 500 Nm from 1,500 revolutions per minute, equating into a 155 miles per hour top speed plus a 6.1 second 0.62 miles per hour time. Despite this, Jaguar still claims 54.4 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 137 GkM. As those figures suggest, acceleration on the 25D might be more than brisk enough for some drivers. However, the gruff diesel engine means it's nowhere close to as refined as being the 190 horsepower 2.0-liter diesel available within the Audi A4 or that car's 3.0-liter 6-cylinder units with 218 horsepower and 272 horsepower. The 240 horsepower motor doesn't feel as at home within this because the larger XE either, where it is like a better fit to the car. Short gearing with the standard fit automatic gearbox emphasizes the feeling of speed. The flip side would be that this usually change gear over as necessary, mainly because it has numerous cogs to select from. Thankfully, the gearbox is slick enough that it's unobtrusive enough most from the time. Petrol-powered alternative. The original 4-cylinder petrols were ousted in the start of 2017 that has a pair of Ingenium units taking their place, are both 2.0-liter turbocharged units. First up may be the 20 tons, a 200 horsepower version producing 320 Nm of torque from 1,200 revolutions per minute and sending its power for the rear wheels by using an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It'll reach a premier speed of 148 miles per hour, which has a 0.62 miles per hour use of 7.1 seconds. Fundamentally a similar engine appears in uprated form from the 25 tons and 25 tons AWDs, producing 250 horsepower and 365 Nm of torque. Both are electronically governed to 155 miles per hour, as the all-wheel drive model is usually a tenth of the second quicker inside the 0.62 miles per hour Sprint, having a time of 6.2 seconds. As while using 240 horsepower diesel, there's lots of punch on the more powerful 2.0-liter petrol model. Refinement is almost lacking, however, with all the engine feeling loud and coarse when worked hard. We found the 250 horsepower unit less sporty as opposed to old model, but not refined enough to compensate around the luxury front. The automatic gearbox also feels somewhat mismatched here. Select dynamic drive mode, that you need to do for weightier steering, along with the car holds on to gears for far too long, hardly fitting for just a Jaguar. There can be an all-wheel drive option with this particular engine, though this reduces claimed fuel economy and hinders the opinion of acceleration due on the extra 50 kilograms possibly even being lugged around. That excess weight means that this doesn't feel quite as brisk as you may expect with the power on tap. Flagship's S. Performance flagship could be the 3.0-liter supercharged V6 reserved for your S, producing 380 horsepower, a 40 horsepower increase on the start of 2017 and 450 Nm of torque from 3,500 revolutions per minute. Rear-wheel drive and automatic transmission include the only drivetrain permutations, but while the most notable speed is electronically capped at 155 miles per hour such as the 25 tons models, the 0.62 miles per hour dash requires just 5 seconds flat to accomplish. Reasonably agile handling. Ride comfort isn't compromised. Do you really want all-wheel drive? The British company has focused heavily on what well the Jaguars handles, as it was keen to offer a car that truly appeals to driving enthusiasts. It's partly succeeded. At speed it feels assured and agile, and over-capable of sweeping through bends at speed. Push harder, however, plus the all-wheel drive versions feel somewhat soft, while using front-end sliding wide at reasonably low speeds. Around town the steering is incredibly light and responsive, and means parking maneuvers may be completed with little effort for the steering wheel. Though the sharp steering does make car feel agile, it truly is overly light at higher speeds, which signifies that this isn't the most fun or engaging model for keener drivers. The soft suspension means that as the steering is sharp, the entire body rolls a lot more than you'd expect for just a car having a sporty billing. Comfort seems being the main priority, at least within the all-wheel drive versions. Plenty of technology to flatter the trucker. This comes complete with driver aids, however, including a stability control system which helps prevent accidents from loss in traction, and technology called torque vectoring by braking TVBB that utilizes the automobile's inside brakes when cornering to assist pull your vehicle into a tighter turn. It means in the event you go right into a corner faster than you would possibly wish, the torque vectoring seamlessly starts to keep the car for the optimum line from the corner. It's virtually impossible to notice because the intervention is subtle and aids safe driving too. The system is outfitted as standard to any or alls. For people who find themselves more concerned with ride comfort and city driving, this delivers here, too. The ride feels supple and capable to isolate passengers from rough, pockmarked roads with considerable ease. Again, the all-wheel drive models are less impressive, while using suspension failing to insulate passengers from bumps within the road. In addition to it could, though it's still pretty comfortable on all however the roughest roads. Consequently, we'd be cautious about opting to the more expensive all-wheel drive AWD system. It really works well, perhaps too well, since it trains within the playfulness from this bottom when it's being driven hard, but few people inside UK are in areas where this type of system is required. winter tires can be a much more cost-effective solution for handling cold, slippery roads. Cabin envelops those inside the front seats. Clean, simple design with few buttons. Pity it doesn't feel as excellent as rivals. Jaguar has dedicated to providing the driver having a wrapped-around cabin which helps make you feel part on this. The door trims rise to shoulder height using a thick sill in the top, that wraps throughout the dashboard, just beneath the windscreen. In true autoform style, the center console is defined higher than many rivals, leading you to feel snug however, not cramped. Both the analog and optional digital instrumentation binnacles are simple to watch, as you move. The central touchscreen is not hard to use, especially on higher spec models. While using 10.2-inch in Control Touch Pro package, it's quick to react with sharp graphics. A simple control layout. Selecting desired ventilation settings and, where fitted, heated seats is not hard to work within the move, while all the other controls make use of a simple layout and steer clear of the clutter of myriad buttons and knobs that plague various other cars. The multifunction controls fitted as standard to everyone's is additionally straightforward to use while using cruise control functions fitted on one hand and audio and driving information adjustments about the other. The only downside is even though the look and feel in the cabin is both robust and appearance is decent, the fabric used for the top with the dashboard feels too plasticky despite it looking pleasingly tactile. Audi still leads the category in this regard. Comfortable cabin but around the snug side. Ride comfort remains a Jaguar hallmark. Opt with the portfolio for lashings of leather. Jaguar is famed for creating cushy, supremely comfortable cars, plus this is aimed at providing an even, comfy ride. Up front, the driving force and passenger have sports-style seats offering reasonable shoulder and thigh support regardless if cornering, while there is a lot of adjustment to make certain most drivers will find a position geared to. Higher specification models, like the Portfolio trim, feature electrically powered adjustment plus full leather interior. Depending on your size, the sports seats in Sport models aren't by far the most supportive, while using flat seats not supplying the greatest back support or grip around bends. Less than perfect comfort. As an end result, we found out that these weren't probably the most comfortable longer drives, using the flat seat base leaving our team that has a numb bum and leg after a good relatively short trip. Therefore, you would like to ensure you get a lengthy test drive before selecting it for being certain it's comfortable in your case. Rear seat passengers don't fare also for space, as they are typical on this class. There is however good leg room and a lot of head and shoulder room for 2 main adults or 3 young kids to travel in comfort. The ride is extremely impressive because it's not merely supple, almost all manages to prevent minor potholes and pock-marked tarmac from being transmitted through to your cabin. It's an amazing feat given some in the broken, gnarly roads present in Britain. 4-wheel drive limitations. We found all-wheel drive versions less adept at working with bumps, however, since they failed to isolate passengers through the road surface up to you'd hope on rougher tarmac. There's also slightly more road and tire noise than you'd hope, which discounts comfort on longer trips. It's far away from bad, though the Audi A4 is often a quieter place for being at motorway speeds. Mostly well-equipped range. Middle to level models the very best. Go easy within the options. There are 5 Jaguar trim levels available to suit different budgets and tastes, entry levels A, then are Sport and S for the sporty side, with Prestige and Portfolio trim being more luxurious. Standard Jaguar's saloon equipment. Jaguar ownership starts together with the Sensei trim, which nets cloth seats, gloss black interior finishes, sedan, cruise control, 17-inch alloy wheels, DAB radio, an 8.0-inch control touch media system and multifunction tire. In relation to safety kit and driver aids, you also secure autonomous emergency braking, electronic stability control, torque vectoring by braking, all-surface progress control and pedestrian protecting active bonnet. In addition, on the SE trim, Prestige comes having a leather interior with contrasting stitching, heated front seats, ambient blue lighting and brushed aluminium door inserts. Opt for that luxurious portfolio along with yours will additionally come furnished with glove-soft perforated leather, double contrast stitching, glossback and chrome exterior detailing and 18-inch alloy wheels. The Sport version is focused on conveying an athletic look, in order that it features a subtle rear spoiler, chrome trim about the side vents, sports leader, heated front sports seat and stiffened sports suspension. And just to ensure that you know this could be the sports version, the T-watch plates and controls feature sport branding. Also fitted as standard are Bixenon headlights with LED signature daytime running lights, and gloss black window surrounds, plus two-tone 18-inch alloy wheels. The least fancy name, however the most fancy in relation to its standard kit, belongs for the top-of-the-range S version, exclusively available while using 3.0-liter supercharged V6. Buyers gain from heated, perforated leather front seats, leather sports leader with S logo, aluminium door finishes and gloss black center console. On the exterior there are enlarged air intakes, side sill extensions, rear spoiler, red brake calipers and 19-inch alloys. S model owners also get a Meridian head unit, keyless entry and power-operated boot lid. Optional Jaguar's accessories. There really are a host of interior and exterior changes buyers can specify based on trim, including two-tone leather, different interior hues along with optional exterior colors. There is additionally the option of any head-up display that projects high-contrast color information on top of the windscreen, including current speed, turn-by-turn navigation instructions, traffic signs and cruise control settings. There can be a park assist function which can help steer this in a parking bay or perform parallel parking maneuvers. All the motive force has to do is control the brakes and accelerator. Also part from the system is usually a reverse traffic detection system that warns drivers when reversing if there is any approaching traffic from each side. Buyers also can enhance the audio system, which has a premium Meridian setup plus upgrades on the InControl Touch Pro package, complete, that has a 10.2-inch touchscreen. Full 5-star crash test score from Euro NCAP. Wide selection of safety kit fitted as standard. Further safety kit is various. Jaguar had as safety credentials underlined if this received the whole 5-star rating in the crash test experts at Euro NCAP. Its inherent strength is derived from your extensive using aluminium inside this construction, supplemented through the usual fitment coming from all-round airbags and ISOFIX child seat mounting points. This can be fitted as standard, having a range of driver aids to help you prevent an accident from the first place, including anti-lock brakes, electronic stability control, torque vectoring by braking TVBB that helps a vehicle get round a large part if taken somewhat faster than normal, as well as an automatic foot brake that helps prevent your vehicle crashing into objects right in front if the motorist fails to act. Another highlight is all-surface progress control that is certainly designed to find grip and acquire this rolling on even probably the most slippery of surfaces. Lane keeping assist, which assists gently steer the automobile to keep it within the confines with the white lines, and blind spot assist to warn you of approaching traffic from behind remain above the options list. Finally, pedestrians may also be better protected from the event of the front-end crash by having INS thanks to your deployable bonnet that rises as much as provide a greater cushion to assist absorb impacts. Cabin is within the tight side for passengers. Boot is usefully large, though. Foot-operated electric boot lid from 2017. Compact saloons aren't most widely known for being paragons of flexibility, however the Jaguars fails to get results of even those modest expectations, primarily because its interior is snug for passengers. Usefully, the boot is large enough to swallow several large suitcases, including a few soft bags, and in the start of 2017 a power opening function was added, activated using a foot wiggle under a corner bumper. Inside the cabin there certainly are a couple of cup holders, plus within the armrest a smaller storage area including USB connections, a 12-volt socket plus an aux jack point. The glove box is usually a reasonable size, even so the door bins will find it difficult to hold any container much bigger than a drinks can. Rear parking sensors come as part in the package of most XEs, while higher-end trims additionally reap the benefits of ones for the front and also a 360-degree camera system.